Hello everyone, we're back at the columns on the building on the 10th and 11th floors. I actually came up with a new design, as you can see there on the right, to hide the columns. I actually was leaning towards the one on the left because it does make the column pop quite a bit, and I have the vertical lines on the one on the right, but it is a slightly cleaner look and does match up with the center span in between the windows. But then I thought, okay, I better see what this looks like when it's a little more put together. So I built up and finished a whole window area. And as you can see right there in the middle where the decorative edge is, so right here, that edge and that edge, when it came to that, I really did not like how that looked with the wedges instead. So I opted to go with the one on the right. And as you can see, I don't know if I can even get back far enough, I'm kind of cramped in this room right now. I've started to put those in, and there's one without the column in front of it. And I'm going to go show you kind of how I designed that. It is quite the unstable build until I get the part or the top part on it, because each of these sections, there's nothing that connects that due to the way it's built, and there's nothing that connects the column the way it's built. And because I only went an extra stud back, like I showed you last time, I don't know if I can focus with everything in the way. There is just a single stud right there. I think it wants to focus on the windows and everything, so it might be hard to see. That's all it sits on, is the jumper plate and the single stud for the column and the support piece behind it. But again, let me go show you how I designed it. Okay, so what I did is I started with these brackets here. Then I went up. I have a few of these extra 2 brick tall 1x2s, and they make it a little more stable. Put that on that way. I have 2 1x2 plates here. Throw that on top to get the span. Now, to get this double-sided, I reversed it with so that's an inverted bracket, and then I use a regular bracket, same size, on the other side. Then I basically just stack 4 of those on top of each other. And it is quite rickety at the beginning. Okay, so we have 4 brackets on that side, 4 brackets on that side. Give us a nice span. This ends up being exactly 16 studs high. And because I had a few of these, I used them. Unfortunately, it would have been best to have used these on both sides to give me a more stable build, so it doesn't wiggle like that. But one is pretty much enough to hold it for what I need. So slap this on here, assuming it doesn't break, which it often does, because again, it is fairly unstable. Okay, so that holds it good enough. Then I put a 10 down there and a 6 up there to complete this side, since I at least had 2 brackets holding each one of those. And then all I did, I could have used 4 of these 2x4 tiles, but I was running low on those and had a lot of 2x2s. So I decided to just kind of stagger them. Throw them on here. Now the reason I had to use a plate and push this back, or a 2x plate and push this back as far as I did, is I have to be able to have some space in here for the column. But this gets me to the walls on each side of the window and creates close enough to of a seam so that the column just fits nice and snug in there. You do have your little gaps, but it just makes it look like the column's in an alcove. And that's the build. The funny thing is, it's a lot of brickwork to essentially create a wall that's one tile thick on either side of the column. But I do think the finished look on the build looks quite well, or looks quite good. And I'll get these all put together. I am missing the rounds to finish my columns, so as soon as hopefully my final bricklink order for this project shows up, I will get those 2 floors done, and then I will move on to the roof. See you next time.